Hi everyone. I'm Aurora from Susan's family. Today I'll bring you an Acorn strawberry cardigan, the ice flow version. The electronic tutorial can be found by searching susodiy.com on the website. The cardigan comes in multiple sizes. The crochet method for different sizes is almost identical, only the stitch count and row count vary slightly. The cardigan includes the main piece, the front band, the sleeves, buttons and decorations. Among them, the main piece includes the hem, the left and right front pieces, the back piece and joining parts. Let's start with learning how to crochet the hem. The hem begins with a foundation chain, and is worked back and forth in rows. Now watch me demonstrate the specific crochet method. Start with a foundation chain. Pick up the yarn tail with your right hand and wrap it around your left pinky. Thread the yarn through your index and middle fingers. Pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Hold the hook like a pencil with your right hand. This is the basic posture for crocheting. Next, place the hook underneath the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Pinch the crossing point of the loop. Yarn over and draw through the loop. Gently tighten the yarn tail. Start crocheting chains after completing the previous step. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. One chain is done. Continue crocheting chains, yarn over and draw the yarn through. This is the second chain. Take a look. Chain stitches have a braid-like texture. Each braid represents one stitch. Continue crocheting chains downward. Since we need a large number of chains, let's crochet 50 stitches first. Place a stitch marker on the 50th stitch after completing it. We'll mark every 50 stitches with a stitch marker. This makes it easier to count the stitches. Continue crocheting the required number of stitches. The number of stitches varies for different sizes. Please refer to the corresponding chart for exact stitch counts. Now we've completed the required number of stitches. We'll place a stitch marker on the last stitch. This marks the completion of the foundation chain. Now let's crochet the first row. First, crochet 3 chains as the turning chain for double crochet. The turning chain replaces one double crochet. Match the position corresponding to the stitch marker below. We'll pick up the right side of the 2 strands. In the chain position above the turning chain. Mark this as the first stitch. Next, pick up the left side of the chain and crochet 1 double crochet. The technique for double crochet is to yarn over counterclockwise, then pick up both top strands of the chain. Yarn over and draw the yarn through. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. 2 loops remain. Yarn over again, and draw through once. 1 double crochet is completed. Take a look. On top of this stitch, you can see a braid-like texture. These 2 strands form the stitch of the double crochet. Now crochet another double crochet. Yarn over the hook. Pick up both strands of the chain. Yarn over and draw through. Then yarn over again, and draw through the first 2 loops on the hook. Repeat this twice. Another double crochet is completed. Now crochet 2 chains. These 2 stitches correspond to the 2 chains below. Continue with 1 double crochet. Skip the 2 corresponding chains below. Pick up the next stitch and crochet 1 double crochet. Continue with 2 chains and 1 double crochet. In this row, the chains all correspond to the chains below. So after crocheting, the next stitch should skip the corresponding chain. Crochet in the next stitch. Then crochet 2 chains. After finishing, take a look. We consider the 11 stitches we've completed as one group. This row follows the pattern of repeating this group. Let me demonstrate another group. First, crochet 3 double crochets and 2 chains. Then crochet 1 double crochet, 2 chains, 1 double crochet, and 2 chains. This group is now completed. Next, follow the pattern of one group. Repeat the crocheting. Keep crocheting all the way to finish the first row. The last 3 stitches of the row are 3 double crochets. After finishing, let's check it. The texture of the first row we crocheted. This completes the first row. Move on to the second row. This row follows the same crocheting pattern as the first row. First, work 3 chains as the turning chain for the double crochet. Place a stitch marker on this stitch to mark it. Then turn the piece counterclockwise. Pick up the stitch of the double crochet below and work 2 double crochets. That means pick up the 2 strands forming the V-shaped loop. Continue crocheting according to the pattern. The chain here still corresponds to the chain below. When crocheting, you can also directly follow the texture of the first row. That means work a chain where there is a chain, and work a double crochet where there is a double crochet. Follow the pattern and complete this row stitch by stitch. The last stitch is the turning chain. We pick up both strands of the chain above the turning chain. Work 1 double crochet. This completes the second row. The third row will be worked the same way as the second row. Refer to the chart and complete the third row. I won't demonstrate it again. This is the sample after completing the third row. Now move on to the fourth row. This row is worked by making a double crochet into each stitch. First, work 3 double crochets. That means 3 chains. And 2 double crochets. Then on the left side is a chain. Pick up the entire chain. Work 2 double crochets. like this. You're working on 2 chains, making 2 double crochets correspondingly. Next, work double crochets into the double crochets. Pick up the entire chain and make a double crochet. Keep working each stitch all the way to the end of the row. Once it's done, the 4th row is completed. Turn the piece over. Place a stitch marker on this side, marking it as the right side of the piece. The hem is worked in a sequence of every 4 rows, repeating the same crocheting method upwards. The technique has been demonstrated earlier. Keep crocheting according to the chart until you finish the required rows for the hem. During the crocheting process, you'll also come across situations where you need to join new yarn. When one skein is almost finished, make an unclosed double crochet. That means yarn over, then pull the yarn through. Pull through the first 2 loops on the hook, and the unclosed double crochet is done. Then take the new yarn. Leave a yarn tail, yarn over, and pull the yarn through. This completes 1 double crochet. The remaining yarn tail should be placed on the wrong side of the piece. You can weave it away on top of the hook while crocheting. When weaving it in, the yarn tail should also stay on the wrong side of the piece. If the joining point isn't in a continuous double crochet section, you can also use the hook to weave the yarn tail into the wrong side of the piece's texture. You can weave it in for a few more stitches. Then trim off the excess yarn tail. This way, the yarn tail is secured. That's all for the hem. Next, let's learn the crocheting method for the right front piece. The right front piece is worked by continuing to crochet back and forth on the hem. Before starting, refer to the chart. Mark the corresponding position of the leftmost stitch for the first row of the right front piece. This marked position is not for reference. Follow the corresponding chart instead. Now let's work on rows 1-2 for the small size. Skip this section for the larger size. First, follow the pattern of the hem, working into each stitch in sequence. Crochet until there are 4 stitches left before the marked position. Once you reach the corresponding position, start with 2 half double crochets. The technique for a half double crochet is to yarn over the hook. Insert into the stitch, yarn over and draw through. There are 3 loops on the hook now. Yarn over and draw through all the loops in one go. 1 half double crochet is completed. Let's make another stitch. Yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over and draw through. Then yarn over again, and draw through all the loops on the hook. Another half double crochet is completed. Now work 1 single crochet. The technique for a single crochet is to insert into the stitch and draw the yarn through. Yarn over and thread it through the 2 loops on the hook. 1 single crochet is completed. Now make a loose slip stitch. The left side is a chain, so pick up the chain, yarn over and draw through. 1 slip stitch is completed. This stitch doesn't need to be pulled tight. That completes the first row. Now we'll work on the second row. Before starting this row, we need to carry the yarn over. First, stretch the loop. Thread it through the skein and gently tighten. Then, at the position needed for the second row, here at the double crochet on the left side of the chain, yarn over and draw the yarn through. This carries the yarn to the required position. Don't pull the transition yarn tight. Just keep it level with the piece underneath. For any other yarn transitions later on, follow this demonstration. Now start the second row. First, work 3 chains to begin. Then work a DC3 tog. The way to do this stitch is, first work 3 unclosed double crochets. Pick up each stitch and chain, then draw through. 1 stitch. 2 stitches. 3 stitches. After completing, there will be 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The DC3 tog is now completed. Continue working double crochets evenly. Once completed, the second row is done. Next, let's learn rows 1-2 for medium and large sizes. First, follow the pattern of the hem, match up 1 by 1. There are 5 stitches left before reaching the marked position. After reaching the corresponding position, first, work 1/2 double crochet. Note that the insertion point is not for reference. Here we only demonstrate the technique. The half double crochet is yarn over the hook. Insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and draw through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1/2 double crochet is completed. Then work 2 chains, 1 single crochet. The single crochet technique is, insert the hook into the stitch, draw the yarn through, yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. 1 single crochet is completed. Then work a loose slip stitch. Pick up the stitch, yarn over and draw through. 1 slip stitch is completed. This stitch is not pulled tight. This completes row 1. Start row 2. Before working this row, carry the yarn across. First, stretch the loop. Pass through the skein and gently tighten. Then at the position needed for row 2. Here is the second chain. Yarn over and draw through. This brings the yarn to the desired position. Don't pull the carried yarn too tight. Just keep it level with the piece. For any future yarn transitions, follow this demonstration. Start working row 2. First, make 1 chain. Then, pick up the left stitch, and work 1 single crochet. The single crochet technique is, insert the hook, pick up the yarn and draw through, pass through both loops. The single crochet is now completed. Next, work 1/2 double crochet, yarn over and insert the hook, yarn over and draw through. Yarn over again, and pull through all loops on the hook. 1/2 double crochet is now completed. Continue working double crochets into each corresponding stitch. Once completed, row 2 is finished. Now let's take a look at the actual project. The right front piece continues to be worked following the hem pattern. However, when crocheting, you'll need to decrease on both sides. Two types of decrease stitches will be used. One is the DC3 tog, the other is the DC2 tog. I'll continue to demonstrate how to work these two decreases. Everyone should first learn the stitch techniques, then refer to the chart for crocheting. The way to work the DC3 tog is, first make 3 unclosed double crochets. After completing them, there will be 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook at once. This stitch is now completed. The technique for the DC2 tog is, first work 2 unclosed double crochets. After completing them, there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through all loops. The DC2 tog is now completed. When crocheting the third to last row, simply work a chain. Then crochet the corresponding stitches at the required positions. After that, continue crocheting downward. Once the second to last row is completed, you need to carry the yarn across. Stretch the loop and pass it through the skein. Then attach the yarn at the required position. Start crocheting the last row. Work a chain and continue with the corresponding stitches. After completing all the rows, work 1 chain to secure. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. That's all for the right front piece. The crochet method for the left front piece after this is almost the same as the right front. First, find the joining position at the right side of the first row. Then draw the yarn through. And follow the chart to crochet. When crocheting, you can place the yarn tails together on top of the hook to weave them. This is the method for joining yarn. Continue crocheting the remaining part of the left front according to the chart. For the back piece, first refer to the chart. Crochet until there are 3 rows remaining. These 3 rows are divided into left and right shoulder sections. For the left shoulder, simply follow the chart to finish. And after finishing, do not cut the yarn. Just carry the yarn across. This is the sample for the back piece. Position of the left shoulder on the back piece. Align it with the left front piece with their wrong sides facing each other. Mark this diagonal edge with a stitch marker, which is the position of the last 3 rows. Then start joining them together. Pass through the edges of the corresponding pieces. Pull through. Chain 1 to begin. Then continue inserting into the same position. Crochet 1 single crochet and 1 chain. Then skip a stitch. Continue with 1 single crochet and 1 chain. Follow this method to join this diagonal edge. Pay attention when joining, not to pucker this diagonal edge. Meaning the spacing between the single crochet stitches shouldn't be too wide. Just crochet evenly. The yarn tail can also be woven away together on top of the hook. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off when finished. Then take the yarn tail, and weave it in along the texture of the wrong side of the piece. Attach the yarn at the required position on the right shoulder, then follow the chart to crochet until finished. Transition the yarn tail, and align it with the right front piece for joining. Refer to the previous demonstration for the joining method, so I won't repeat the explanation. That's all for this joining technique. The explanation for the main part is now complete. Next, we'll learn how to crochet the front band. The front band is divided into two parts, the edging and the main front band. The edging is crocheted along the diagonal edges, where the decreases start on the right and left front pieces, as well as around the neckline of the back piece. After completing the main body, you'll work the main front band by crocheting in rounds. Pay attention when crocheting the main front band. You'll also need to carry an extra strand of yarn while crocheting. Now let me demonstrate the exact crocheting method. First, let's start with the edging part. With the right side of the piece facing you, locate the right edge of the right front piece. Start the first decrease row. Join the yarn at the stitch position for this row. And chain 1 to begin. Continue by making a single crochet in the same position. Then start picking up the side of each row along the right front piece. Work 2 single crochets. Work each stitch in sequence to finish the side of the right front piece. After reaching the back piece area, follow the insertion points shown on the chart to make single crochets. When you reach the stitch position of the fourth last row on the back piece, you'll need to decrease. Here we'll first learn the decrease method for small and medium sizes. Skip this section if you're making the large size. First complete all the corresponding stitch positions. Then when you reach a chain space, work a single crochet normally. Skip the stitch position and don't work into it. For the space where there are 3 consecutive double crochets, insert the hook between the 2 double crochets. Work 2 single crochets. Follow the chart and the pattern shown here. Complete the back piece section. Then move on to the left front piece. Again, pick up 2 single crochets in each row along the side edge. On the last row, also work 1 single crochet in the insertion position. With that, the edging is complete. Now let's learn the large size. The decrease method, when working the fourth to last row. Since this is a sample, the texture will be different. We'll just focus on learning the technique. The decrease method is a SC2 tog. After completing the required single crochets, work 1 SC2 tog. The technique starts with making 2 unclosed single crochets. Insert and hook out. 1 unclosed single crochet is done. Make another one. After completing it, yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. The SC2 tog is complete. Then work 2 single crochets. Then work 1 SC2 tog. Start with 2 unclosed single crochets. Yarn over and draw through in once. The SC2 tog is complete. Then work 2 single crochets. The pattern for the decrease here is 1 SC2 tog followed by 2 single crochets as a group. Repeat this pattern. Follow the chart and this pattern. Crochet the back piece section. For the left front piece afterwards, pick up stitches along the side edge. Work 2 single crochets in each row. On the last row, also work 1 single crochet at the insertion point. That's how you crochet the edging. Now let's learn how to crochet the front band. The front band is worked back and forth in rounds. Before crocheting the front band, you need to prepare the skein first. First wrap about half of the yarn from the skein. This will be used to crochet while carrying the yarn. I've already prepared it here. Now start crocheting. Join the yarn at the hem near the wrong side. Find any 3 double crochets. Pick up the right side of 2 double crochets. Join the yarn in the space between them. Chain 1 to begin. Then take out the yarn you'll be carrying. Place it over the hook. And crochet it together with the piece below. Pick the space between 2 double crochets. Crochet 2 single crochets. In the left chain space, crochet 2 single crochets. Skip the chain corresponding to the double crochet. In the next chain, crochet 3 single crochets. Skip the chain corresponding to the double crochet. In the next chain, crochet 2 single crochets. After completing, treat the completed part as one group. Repeat the pattern of this group all the way down to the foundation chain section. Every time you finish a section, flatten the piece. Don't pull the thread too tight. To prevent the piece from shrinking. Once completed, reach the last chain of the hem starting chain. Make a single crochet in this stitch. And place a marker to mark it. Then pick along the side of each row, and crochet 2 single crochets. All the way to the edging on the left side. Once completed, on the first stitch, make a SC2 in 1, which means working 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Pull through 2 single crochets in the same stitch. This SC2 in 1 is done. Place a marker on the stitch to the right of the SC2 in 1. One stitch to one stitch. Crochet all the stitches on the edging part. Make a SC2 in 1 on the last stitch. Place a marker on the stitch to the right of the SC2 in 1. Continue picking up on the left side. Crochet 2 single crochets on each row. When you reach the position of the foundation chain on the hem, make a single crochet on the first chain of the foundation chain. Crochet 1 single crochet. And mark it with a stitch marker. The starting position follows the pattern demonstrated earlier. Refer to the chart and complete the crocheting. Once done, you can check if the yarn laying was uneven anywhere. If so, continue smoothing it out. After checking, make 1 slip stitch on the first stitch. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Now crochet the second round. Work 1 chain, then turn the piece over. Start working single crochets into each stitch evenly. Tidy up the yarn tail positions. Pay attention to the yarn laying. You still need to lay the yarn as you crochet. Since we've turned to the wrong side of the piece, when we lay the yarn should be placed between the stitch and the loop to lay it properly. Continue working single crochets into each stitch evenly. When you reach the stitch marker from the previous round, work a SC2 in 1 into that stitch. And mark the next stitch to the right of the increase. For all the marked positions in this round, work a SC2 in 1 in the same way. And mark the next stitch to the right of each increase. Continue crocheting down the row. After finishing, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Tighten. All the slip stitches from now on need to be pulled tight. The second round is complete. Continue to crochet the third round. This round requires leaving buttonholes. Work 1 chain, then turn the piece over. Work single crochets into each stitch evenly to finish the hem. The stitch marker position at the corner, which is the increase point here. After completing, crochet 3 single crochets. Next, leave a buttonhole. Crochet 2 chains. These 2 stitches correspond to the 2 stitches underneath. Continue crocheting single crochets. This creates 1 buttonhole. Continue crocheting single crochets. For different sizes, the number of single crochets between buttonholes varies. Please refer to the chart for exact stitch counts. The position of the 2 chains is the created buttonhole. The buttonholes are only made on the right side of the cardigan. Let's refer to the chart. We'll make a total of 5 buttonholes. Just follow the chart and pattern to finish. Now I'll explain the remaining front band crocheting method. Except for making SC2 in 1 at the marker positions, all other stitches are worked 1 single crochet per stitch. Remember to mark the right side stitch after making SC2 in 1. When you reach the chain for the buttonhole, remember to work the yarn together with the chain. And every round is worked back and forth. Now follow the pattern and refer to the chart to finish the remaining front band. That's all for the front band explanation. Next we'll learn how to crochet the sleeves. There are 2 sleeves in total. Each sleeve is divided into the sleeve part and the cuff. The sleeve part is worked back and forth. The cuff is worked in rounds back and forth. The crochet method for the sleeves is almost the same as the main body. Pay attention that the cuff needs to be worked with the yarn. Refer to the chart to finish the sleeves. I will not repeat the demonstration. This is the completed sleeve sample. Next we'll attach the sleeves to the main body. First align the center part of the sleeve with the center point under the arm of the main body. With their wrong sides facing each other. Place a stitch marker to mark. The last row of the sleeve. Align both ends with the shoulder line. Place a stitch marker to mark. Between these 2 points, continue placing stitch markers to roughly secure the piece. Once completed, use a method of alternating single crochets and chains to join the marked sections. For the specific joining method, refer to the explanation given when joining the front and back pieces of the main body. I will not repeat the demonstration. Next, we will attach the buttons. First, align both front bands facing each other at the position corresponding to the buttonhole. Place a stitch marker on the other front band to mark. Then, near the marked position, take the yarn from the front band and thread it through a sewing needle. Weave in the yarn tail on the wrong side. Then, sew the button onto the position of the third round. This is a sample for demonstration. The exit position is not for reference. Then secure the button. You can secure it a few times. Once the button is securely attached, continue weaving in the ends. This way, the button is firmly attached. The remaining yarn tails can be woven in directly on the wrong side. Transition to the next buttonhole position. Continue sewing on the button to secure it. You can also cut the yarn and join a new yarn to sew on the button. That's all for attaching the buttons. Now let's learn how to make the decorations. The decorations include strawberries, strawberry leaves, small flowers, flower centers and leaves. The strawberry part uses a chart. Let's take a look at the chart. In the chart, our ND+ number indicates the round number. The stitch instructions column describes the stitches and increases or decreases. When working the current round, the total stitches column shows the total number of stitches. After completing that round, the stitch techniques used include single crochet, SC2 in 1, SC2 tog, chain and slip stitch. Please watch my demonstration for the specific crocheting method. The chart starts with a magic ring, indicates the starting method is the magic ring technique. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Wrap the yarn around your index finger once. Drop the loop. Insert the hook into the loop. Yarn over counterclockwise. Crochet 1 chain to secure. The magic ring is now complete. Now crochet the first round. R1 is 6 single crochets. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to work. Here means to crochet 6 single crochets into the magic ring. First make 1 chain. This beginning chain is not counted in the chart. In reality, when crocheting in rounds, you need to start each round with a beginning chain. The beginning chain for single crochet does not count as a stitch. Gently tighten it. Crochet into the magic ring. 6 single crochets. After that, close the magic ring. Pull it tight directly. Tighten the center of the piece. The ring is now closed. Next, work 1 slip stitch into the first single crochet stitch of this round. If you do not know where the very first stitch is, count the stitches from back to front. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. You need to tighten it. The slip stitch is not indicated in the chart. In reality, when crocheting in rounds, you always finish by joining with a slip stitch and pull tight. This completes the first round. We will consider the side with clearer texture as the right side. Now move on to crochet the second round. R2 is XV times 3. The parentheses here indicate a group. Times followed by a number means repeat that many times. First, make 1 beginning chain. Let me emphasize again. When crocheting in rounds, you always start with a beginning stitch. I won't mention this repeatedly later on. First, work into the first stitch of the previous round, which is the insertion position of the slip stitch. Work 1 single crochet. Then work 1 SC2 in 1. XV is done. Let me demonstrate again. First, work 1 single crochet, then work 1 SC2 in 1. This is the second time. This round needs to repeat XV 3 times. Continue with the remaining group. After completing, check the stitch count. The total stitches for each round are clearly marked in the corresponding chart. From now on, I won't explain this anymore. Next, Join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pay attention. After finishing each round, you must join with a slip stitch to the first stitch, and pull tight. The extra yarn tail from the starting chain can be trimmed off. Round 2 is now completed. Continue with round 3. Our 3 is X, V, X times 3. First, work a single crochet. Then make a SC2 in 1. And a single crochet. One group is done. Continue repeating this group pattern. Work the entire round. Finally, join with a slip stitch to finish. Round 3 is now completed. Continue with round 4. Our 4 is 3x, V, times 3. The number before x indicates how many single crochets to work. First, crochet 3 single crochets. Then make a SC2 in 1. One group is now completed. Continue referring to the chart. Work the entire round. The remaining part uses techniques already demonstrated in detail earlier. The meaning of the increases and decreases explanation is similar to before. Pay attention that A in round 7-10 stands for SC2 tog. Everyone just follow the stitch pattern order in the chart. Crochet accordingly. Look at the raised textures forming round by round on the piece surface. Count the rounds based on the texture. Don't forget the beginning chain and slip stitch when crocheting. Continue down using the method learned earlier. Work all the way to round 9. After completing round 9, stuff with fiberfill first. Then crochet round 10, which is 6 SC2 tog. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off after completing. Thread the yarn tail onto a darning needle. Pick up the front loops of the last round in order. Then tighten the yarn tail. Weave in the tail inside the strawberry. Cut the yarn. Then take the decorative thread. Sew short stitches onto the strawberry. There are no requirements for the number and position of short stitches, sew as needed. The strawberry part is completed after sewing. Next, crochet the strawberry leaves. Start with an adjustable magic ring. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Begin with a magic ring. Then chain 1 to begin. Next, crochet 10 single crochets into the magic ring. Tighten the magic ring after completing. Make 1 slip stitch in the first stitch. Round 1 is complete. Continue to crochet round 2. First, chain 5. Then, make 1 slip stitch into the third chain from the hook. Make 1 loose slip stitch. Then make 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet. Skip 1 stitch on the left side. Make 1 loose slip stitch on the third stitch. The completed part forms one group. Repeat the pattern for one group. Let me demonstrate again. First, chain 5. Into the third chain from the hook, make 1 loose slip stitch. Then make 1 single crochet and 1/2 double crochet. Skip 1 stitch on the next stitch. Make 1 loose slip stitch. One more group is completed. Continue crocheting according to the pattern. The slip stitch of the last group is made into the first stitch of the previous round. Then leave a long yarn tail and cut the yarn. This way the strawberry leaf is completed. Next, crochet the leaves. The leaves are started with a foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Before crocheting the leaves, first leave a yarn tail of more than 20 centimeters for later use. Then make 9 chains to start. After completing, go to the third last chain. Pick up the back ridge of the chain, which is the strand behind the chain. Pick up this single strand. Work 6 single crochets evenly into corresponding stitches. After finishing, move to the last chain space. Work 3 single crochets. The starting yarn tail here doesn't need to be carried along. Just leave it at the back. After finishing, rotate the piece at the next stitch position. Continue crocheting on the remaining chain, 1/2 double crochet, 5 double crochets. Pick up at the space formed by 2 chains. Work 3 double crochets. The left side is where the previous single crochet was. Continue working 5 double crochets into the stitch. One half double crochet, 1 single crochet, followed by a loose slip stitch, and a chain. Treat the slip stitch and chain as one group, including the first group. Repeat to make 9 groups. On the next stitch, work a loose slip stitch and 2 chains. After completing, continue working 8 groups following the same pattern. After finishing, find the slip stitch on the left side. Pick up any 2 strands, work a tight slip stitch. Then pick up the reserved yarn tail. Start crocheting a double chain rope. Hold the yarn tail with the left hand, from front to back. Place it on the hook. Yarn over and pull through. This completes 1 stitch. Continue threading from front to back. Yarn over and pull through. Another stitch is completed. Repeat this crochet method. Crochet to the desired length, about 5-6 centimeters. Leave a yarn tail and fasten off. The leaf is completed. Now let's crochet the small flower. The first round of the small flower is the same as the first round of the strawberry leaf. I've already crocheted this part in advance. Please refer to the chart for crocheting. After finishing, crochet the second round. First work 3 chains, then on the left stitch, work a DC5 bobble. First create 5 unclosed double crochets in the same stitch. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. 1 bobble stitch is completed. Continue by working 3 chains. Work a loose slip stitch in the next stitch. Treat the completed part as a group. Repeat the crocheting. I'll demonstrate again. First work 3 chains. Next stitch position. Work a DC5 bobble. Working into the same stitch. Work 5 unclosed double crochets. Then yarn over and draw through in once. The bobble stitch is completed. Then work 3 chains. Work a loose slip stitch in the next stitch. This completes another group. Continue crocheting according to the chart for this round. The final slip stitch is worked into the first stitch of the previous round. Break the yarn after completing it. Weave in the ends on the wrong side. The small flower is completed. The flower center is made by working 1 chain first. Then work a DC5 popcorn. Chain 3. Then work 4 double crochets into the first chain. Next, stretch the loop. Insert the hook into the chain above the turning chain. Draw the loop through. Secure with a chain. This completes 1 popcorn stitch. Leave a long yarn tail and break the yarn. The flower center is completed. Now assemble the decorative parts. First, take the strawberry leaf, place it right side up directly above the strawberry. Next, pick up the corresponding segment on the surface. Sew the strawberry leaf in place. Weave in the end and break the yarn after sewing. Then take the leaf. Sew the leaf onto the strawberry. Sew with several stitches, make it more secure. Then weave in the end and break the yarn. Finally, take the flower center. Place the flower center in the center of the small flower and secure around. Tie a knot with the two ends to secure. Trim the short yarn tail. Then take the leaf. Fold it in half roughly. Sew and secure the small flower, and double chain rope together for later use. Then take a look at the actual project. The decoration is on the sleeve opening part. Evenly secure 4 on one side. You can first use a stitch marker to mark the securing position, then sew and secure it in place. We will directly use the flower center yarn to sew the remaining part at the desired position. Pick up 2 layers of piece and sew them securely together. There will also be earrings. Here first secure the earring hook or clip to the middle of the leaf. Take the yarn used for the leaf, pull out one strand and thread it through a needle. Use a thin needle from home for sewing. Knot the end of the yarn to secure it. Attach the earring hook or clip to the leaf. You can sew it a few more times. Then weave in the ends and cut the yarn. After completing that, take out the small flower. Here we need 2 small flowers. The top of the small flower aligns with the part of the earring hook. Then sew and secure it in place. Here we only secure the flower center part. When securing, the middle leaf part should also be secured well. Sew around it like this. After sewing, the earring is assembled. Up to this point, this cardigan has been fully explained. If you have any questions during the process, don't hesitate to reach us via our website. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.